this is Run the Numbers. My name is Jason. This video is part of our warm-up series. So we're on the go. I'm with you today in motion, the beautiful streets, sunny streets of Los Angeles, California, where we're going to be making this video part of our 100 videos challenge. That's to make 100 videos in 100 days, making out a whole lot of content that hopefully is helping you on your personal finance journey. And today we're continuing to talk about side hustles. Now, I've already made a couple other videos. I made 2 videos in particular. One that specifically laid out the advantages of side hustles and why you might want to have one. I also went into a little bit of some disadvantages. I went into another video that went into the disadvantages of side hustles, kind of some of the dangers, some of the things you might want to think about. So in particular, you want to have the right timing, you want to understand sort of the risks, all these things, as well as, understanding with the advantages, what you're gaining from it, maybe a creative outlet, maybe additional income, all these various things. So hopefully all of these things you can sort of mash together to put into your thoughts and decide for yourself if in fact it is right for you to have a side hustle. So if you in fact have watched these videos, and I'll put the link to these videos, these 2 videos in the description to this video you're watching, so hopefully you can take that as something of a base, a foundation, and now dive a little bit deeper. And this video is then how do you get started with a side hustle. And my advice to getting started with a side hustle is to understand and decide for yourself what is the path of least resistance to getting started. That is, you might have something of a ramp up to having your side hustle. Maybe that could be that you need to somehow get a whole lot of resources that are involved. Maybe you need to have a certain amount of training. Maybe you got really excited about a whole bunch of YouTube videos out there that are like, oh, you can make, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars from something like drop shipping or day trading or all these kind of things that can catch your attention. But what you'll need with that is obviously the know-how and the knowledge of how to do that. So there's a ramp up of simply gaining the skills to be able to reliably accomplish that side hustle. So this is a way to say, you got to understand what's the way, what's the ramp up involved for what you want to do as a side hustle, and what possible side hustles you could decide doing. And my recommendation is simply, go through it with a way that your ramp up is as small as possible. And if you want to do something, that's not to say, don't look into something that takes a whole lot of time to master and learn and gather skills. That's all valuable. Just do that. I definitely want you to do that if that's something that fits a passion, that's definitely something that you really think you can, go through all that hurt and pain and come through the other side and be happy about. But if you want to just have this ability to sort of just get started, which is what I recommend in the very beginning, because so many times you can say, oh, I want to do this or that side hustle, and what prevents you is really, just getting started. So yeah, in this effort of just getting started and beginning that side hustle, try to understand what it is as the path of least resistance, what it is for as little of a ramp up as possible. And so one tip I'm gonna give you with today that might help reduce some of the ramp up needed and put you on that path as soon as possible is really to use some pre-existing, some skills that you already have, put those to practice into what your new side hustle will be. And I'll give you of various examples, and maybe I can go into much further details with these examples in further videos, but I'll give you maybe 2 examples here and now of side hustles that I've already done. And again, a sort of this is maybe a prelude into further videos where I can go into more detail about these side hustles. But for now, I'll just mention that one way I've incorporated a side hustle is that I've, you know, been an expert as to where I lived. So at the time, I lived in San Francisco, California, and at one point, I was actually something of a tour guide for the city of San Francisco, in that I worked for a company called City Running Tours. I'll get into a whole lot more of the details why I did this, what I was doing, what were kind of the benefits, what were some of the costs, and sort of time and energy and all this. But yeah, I jumped right into it. It had almost close to a 0 bit of ramp up in terms of time and sort of expertise, all these things. So I could easily I could transfer over some skills of that. I knew the city backwards and forward, lived there prior to signing up to be the city running tour guide. I'd lived there for decades. Obviously was passionate as a runner. All these things, I had the pre-existing sort of road. I already had I guess I'm struggling to say, if I had the existing skill set. And so, yeah, I easily sort of transferred over the skills. Now, one other example I'll mention is teaching and tutoring. Now, if you're already an expert, say you're with your day job, for example, say like me, you're a software engineer. That means that you have gathered how to write, read, understand code, how to actually program. So if you're like me, you can take those skills and help teach, beginners that are either new to a programming language or just new to programming in general. And yeah, you can help teach and tutor in many different forms and fashion. And I've done that in many different forms and fashion in the past. In fact, I even still do that to this day. So I'm getting into a little bit of traffic. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that those 2 were just some of the easiest ones. Why am I picking those ones? Those are some of the easiest ones that I had as the side hustles that I've had or still have in the case of being a teacher tutor. That I still do that. So these are side hustles that for me to get started were super easy. So I want to encourage you, as you might be starting a side hustle, to maybe get started as I did and pick some existing skills and just sort of find a way to use existing skills and have the ramp up be very much close to 0, and just kind of jump right in, because you really need to just get started. All right, I'll leave you with that on this note of just get started. I hope you can watch this video and then, yeah, jump right into a side hustle of your own if all that makes sense for you. But yeah, that's what I'm going to give you with today. All right, gotta run.